Hey everyone, Andrew Hess here. Today I want to do something a little different. I feel like low code is kind of morphing into pro code with AI. And when I talk about that, I want you to think about this analogy. If you're a little bit older like me, we had Blockbuster. And what came after Blockbuster? It was Redbox. And Redbox, you got the CDs, you went there, you got the CDs and you returned them. And Redbox took over really, really quick. And then Redbox got destroyed by Netflix, by cloud streaming. That's kind of the way I'm seeing low code and AI, right? We had the pro code, then low code came out, and now AI is just kind of taking over, but you still have a little bit of low code out there. So today I want to build something. I want to vibe code something super simple, like this app. I want to vibe code this app and clone my voice in record timing. Let's get into it. Since I've been learning to vibe code, right? I know how to code. I learned low coding very quickly, and low coding took off for me for a while. Now what I'm learning is vibe coding, and there is a trick to vibe coding. It's not just going here heads down and putting in prompts. What you want to do is think like the plan designer. What do you do before you start vibe coding? You put together a plan and an architecture. So whenever you're vibe coding, put together your architecture first. Start understanding how are these pieces going to attach to these pieces. And today what I want to do is use my voice that was cloned. Let's make an app. We're going to do it all local today. Maybe next time we might do Power Apps or a static web page, or maybe we'll do it in the cloud later. But today, let's do it on my local machine. We're going to use Claude code to write Python. We're going to write the backend, which is just a call. It's a call to ElevenLabs. And ElevenLabs has my trained AI voice on there. So there is a voice that I have trained, and we are going to use that voice and call upon it is through an API. And then next we'll do a front end. And the front end is just a form, however we want to view our text, and a button to press go. And maybe next time we'll think about Power Apps or static web page or doing it in Azure. All that's later. Today, let's just focus on the simple architecture. And let me open up Visual Studio. Okay, so I'm here in Visual Studio. We have to think about this. I have Claude. I have a membership to Claude. That's how I'm going to connect and connect it to Visual Studio. I have a membership to ElevenLabs, and that's where I trained my model. So there's two memberships out there. So I'm going to start off with Python. Very simple. I'm just going to create a Python file right here. So I'm going to right click New File. And so what I want to do is say ElevenLabs API call. .py, right? So for a Python call. And I'm going to open up my terminal. Now, I have already installed Claude. If you want the instructions how to install and link Claude to your terminal and Visual Studio Code, I will put those instructions in the description of the video. So I have installed Claude into my terminal, so I can just type in Claude, right? So I type in Claude. It then is asking me if I trust the folder. Let's kind of open this up a little bit more. Safety check. This is a blank folder. This is going to be mine. I do trust it. So now we have Claude here. And we can see it knows my account. I do have an account. And then it says run init to create a claude.md file with instructions for Claude. So let's just do that. I'm just going to run init. And it's going to initiate a claude.md file. And a MD file is just a markdown file. It's very simple coding language. Markdown is very easy to read. Okay, so notice that it is empty file. Look at how it even recommends this. I like this. We do want a .env file, right? So this is security. We want our API key to be saved in our environment file, not hard-coded into our Python file. It now created an MD file. Let's see if it will create that environment file. Okay, it did not create. Go ahead and let's tell it. Go ahead and create the .environment file. Go ahead and create that for me over here in the top left. I do want. Oh, and it even knows. So because of the name of my Python file, it knows that I'm doing an ElevenLabs API key. So in my environment file, which if we're going to do this in the cloud, this on the Microsoft side of things, we would probably store our API key in our Azure Key Vault. But today we're just going to get our API key. And so I'm going to go to ElevenLabs. And so I am here in ElevenLabs. My last video, I deleted my API key. Every time I do one of these videos, I'm going to use an API key. I'm going to delete it. Every time, it's just that extra set of security for me. If you wanted to do this for fun and you wanted to learn, I would recommend just as you're developing, use it for the day, delete it. That's what I do. So I'm going to go all the way down here to the bottom left, developers, API keys. I'm going to create an API key. I'm here under API keys. I'm going to create a key. It's going to give it a name. I kind of like that, Devastating Golden Eagle. Give it the minimum amount of access that it needs. So for us, we're going to do text to speech monthly. Let's say 5,000. I think 5,000 is right. So text to speech, and we need to give it access to read voices, right? Because we created our own custom voice. I did that in a previous video. The video will be in the description if you want to see how I trained ElevenLabs to create a voice. And then I'm going to click Create Key, and I'm going to skip over this part. And now in my environment variable here, or my environment file, I'm going to store my API key right here. It doesn't need to be in quotes. I'm going to skip over this part again as I save it. Okay, so in my environment file, I saved the API key. Now let's go back to Claude here, and I'm going to say something simple like, let's write our py file to call a custom voice from ElevenLabs through their API. That's all I'm going to do. It's going to think, and what's very, very crazy is it's going to write all the code for us. Looks like it says it had an error. We'll let it do its thing. There it goes. It kind of tells us what it's going to write. That looks good to me. It uses the .env. It uses the environment file. It calls the API key. This is where we need our voice ID. Hello, this is a test of our custom ElevenLabs voice. It writes it. Perfect. Passes in the parameters of the text and the voice ID, which is up here. The model ID, which we are going to use v2. That's just something that we do on the ElevenLabs side. And then it saves an output file. So you can see it gives it an output file .mp3. Let's go ahead and get my voice ID. So here in ElevenLabs, when I go to my voices created by me with a professional voice clone, we have Andrew Speaker, and I can come here and I can say copy voice ID. So I'm going to take that voice ID, and this file is not as important. I don't mind if someone used my voice ID. I guess it needs to be in double quotes. I'm not sure about that, but we'll leave it in double quotes right there. And we are now just going to run this. So literally, we've taken a step back, right? I didn't write any of this code. It was so easy. Let's go ahead and create a requirements file. I believe I did install ElevenLabs globally. That's why there's no like yellow squiggly. So maybe if you don't see that, you may see like a yellow squiggly, like it doesn't know what ElevenLabs is. So let's create a requirements file. It's going to be like a .text file, I believe. So there it is, requirements.txt. Great. Let's see if it puts in there what I would like it to put in there. Yes, ElevenLabs and Python .environment. So that's good. And so now once you have that in there, now you can say right here, pip install our requirements.txt. New terminal. I'm going to have a new terminal. This is PowerShell. I'm going to pip install for Python, install my requirements. You may have to do this. I already have it done, so you can see requirements are already satisfied. But that's a great way to do it, is using a requirements file. Pull this up here, and let's do Python ElevenLabs.API call.py and run it. So literally, we're running our code that was vibe coded. It output a file. So I'll click on the file. So check this out. We can run this right here. I can click play. Hello, this is a test of my custom ElevenLabs voice. We have cloned my voice. We literally have sat back and let Claude do all the work for us. Very, very simple. So much fun. I can change this, right? So I can change this so it says something else. This is the text that it is writing, so we can just go ahead and run it again. I will press Control S to save, and then I will run it again, and I will play the output file. I can change this so it says something else. Pretty neat. Clone my voice. Okay, so now that we've done that, it was so simple. I was like, okay, maybe now what we want is like a front end. So let's go back to Claude. All right, so now I refreshed my terminal. I want to create a front end. I want to create a front end. So let's create a simple front end with, what do we want? We want a play button and an input field. Let's see what it does. So I want to create a simple front end. I would prefer it to be Tkinter because it's very, very simple. To me, it's creating a Flask-based front end with an input field. So no Tkinter. Let's take a look at that. I'm going to say no because I want to keep it simple, and then we'll go more difficult. No, let's keep it simple. And the app.py file is made with a simple Tkinter screen. Just 2 buttons. So let's try it a little bit different. I don't want it to mix up the back end and the front end. Good call. I'll split it into 2. So we already have a ElevenLabs .api call.py. So it kind of told me the instructions. I'm kind of guiding it, right? Think of AI as like an intern right now, right? Like you're the pro coder. There we go. That's what I want. Like it came up with ideas, but you don't really like them. Sounds good. Now I like them. Now that I've checked over its work, I'm like, okay, this is what I wanted. Now it's going to create the files. Let's see. I can change this to something else. Okay, it looks like that's all looking good. Let's say yes. So it's going to update the code. This is the front end file, the app.py file. So it updated this. It's looking for the text. If the text is greater than 1, then it does the text you type in. But if you type in nothing, it will say, I can change this to something else. We could probably put this in here as, please input some text in the field. So that looks good. We have our app.py file. It's good that we understand our code. Let's go ahead and save all. We're going to, this time in PowerShell, we're going to run the app.py. So Python app.py. Now it should bring up a front end. Here it is on my other screen. We can see it. It's pretty small. Enter some text first. Okay, I like how it says that. Now let's try typing something in. Today is Sunday, mid-March, and finally it is warm outside, but I am headed to Seattle tomorrow for the MVP Summit. And now I'll just hit generate and then press play. Today is Sunday, mid-March, and finally it is warm outside, but I am headed to Seattle tomorrow for the MVP Summit. Today is Sunday, mid-March, and finally it is warm outside. So we've literally cloned my voice, vibe coded a front end and a back end, done this all locally, and this doesn't have to be Tkinter. I believe I had someone in the comments before that said, hey, you know, maybe this would look better if this was Gradio. Let's try that. Okay. Let's change our app.py from Tkinter to Gradio, however you want to say it. Let's change it to Gradio. And I believe it's going to rewrite this completely, right? And I'll just say yes. You should definitely double check it. I'm just clicking yes because I'm a YouTuber. I'm trying to go a little bit faster. It wants to update the requirements text. Perfect. Yes. So you can see right here, I don't have Gradio installed globally. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Let's go back to, let's go ahead and click Save All, File, Save. Let's go to Python. I'm going to press Control-C to close. And then I'm going to install my requirements again. Okay, it looks like it installed. It says we can update Python or pip if we want to. I'm just going to go ahead and file save. And I'm going to run this again. So now our app.py file is ran again. Let's see what opens. It should open. Oh, there it is. I'm going to press Control click to open that up. We can see we now have ElevenLabs open. It looks a lot better, right, than Tkinter. This is so cool. Can't believe this works so fast. And you can see that it is running on my local host, right? It is running locally. And I can just click submit. Processing. Press play. This is so cool. I can't believe this works so fast. This is the coolest thing since peanut butter and jelly. That's right. I love it. This is the coolest thing since peanut butter and jelly. I love it. I love it. I love it. If you want to learn AI today, start learning the architecture, because I don't know how far the code's going to go in the next 5 years. Thank you all for watching. My name is Andrew Hess. If you have any ideas, leave a comment. I love doing these videos. Thank you.